Still under index numbers, there is a concept we call the roots. And the roots, you can have the square root, the third root, the fourth root, and so forth. Now, today we are going to look at how to compute these roots. How we are able to identify that this is the third root, this is the fourth root, and so forth when we are given numbers with fractional indices. This is Kisembo Academy, and thanks for tuning in. So right on our screen we have something called, this is a fractional index, a to the power m over n. Now, there is another interpretation of this. A to the power m over n is the same as a to the power 1 over n into m. And this is the same as the root of n to the power m. In other words, if you look at this, 1 over n, this is m over n. Now this is the same as 1 over n times m is actually m over n, which brings us back to this. It's like when they give you 2/3. 2/3 is the same as saying you 1 over 3 times 2. You displace this 2 out and you make this 1 over 3 times 2. So 1 over 3 times 2 is the same as 2/3. Or if they told you 6 over 5, 6 over 5 is the same as saying 1 over 5 times 6. So our interest here is to create a fraction that is having 1 as the numerator. And that's what we are doing here. That m over n is the same as 1 over n times m. We are interested in this fraction that is having the 1. Because any number to the power 1 over n is equivalent to the root of that number n. For example, if we are saying that if it is a number, let's call it 2 to the power a half, this is the same as the square root of 2. If it is 3 to the power quarter, this is the same as the fourth root of 3. If it is 6 to the power 1 over 5, it means it is equivalent to as the fifth root of 6. That is what this means, 1 over n. So here we have a to the power the root of n. N can be any number, of course not 0. Then all this is to the power m. And this is the interpretation of that. Let's calculate a few examples. We have 25 to the power half. Of course, 25 to the power half is the same as saying the square root of 25. And we all know that the square root of 25 is 5. Even here, 100 to the power half is the same as saying 100. Square root of 100. And we all know that the square root of 100 is 10. Now, how can we calculate these things without having to use a calculator? The square root of a number. We'll have to prime factorize. I'm showing you an alternative method of solving this without using a calculator. If you look at 25 by 5, 5. So meaning that since they are telling us it's the square root, so you shall group these factors in groups of 2's, and from each group we shall pick 1. So here we shall pick 1 as 5. So that's the answer. Likewise here, the square root of 100, we can calculate it with, so this is by 5, we have 20. By 5 we have 4. 4 by 2, you have 2 divided by 4, you have 2. So after factorizing them like this, since it is square root, you group them in groups of 2's. That one and that in 2's. Then from each group you pick one number. Since these are groups of 5, you pick one number 5. Even here you pick 1, 2. So the answer here is 5 times 2, which is going to be 10. And 10 is the same as that. So that's how you calculate for the square root of a number. 27 to the power a third means it's going to be the third root of 27. The third root of 27. So how do you get the third root of 27? You can either punch it in your calculator and you get your answer direct, or you can get it by calculating. Now 27 here, if prime factorized by 3, you have 9. By 3, you have 3. And since you're looking for the third root of 27, it means you're going to group these numbers in groups of 3s. And in each group you pick one number. So here we shall pick one number, which is 3. So meaning the third root of 27 is 3. Same as this. The third root of 125, this 125 divided by 1 over 3 is the same as the third root of 125. What's the answer? Let's look for the answer. So 125 by 5, we have 25. By 5, we have 5. So you group these, since it's third root, you group them in groups of 3s, the factors. And after grouping them in groups of 3s, from each group you pick one. So here we only identified one group, we pick one, and definitely the answer here is 5. So the answer, the third root of 1 to 5 is 5. 16 to the power quarter, same story. This means it's going to be the fourth root of 16. So the fourth root of 16, getting it is by 2, we have 8. By 2, we have 4. By 2, we have 2. So since we're looking for the fourth root, we group these factors in groups of 4s. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So we group these 2s all in groups of 4s. And when you group them in groups of 4s, we pick one number from each of those groups. Here we only have one group, so we pick one number. And when we pick one number, it is 2. So it means the answer here is 2. Same here. The fourth root of 625. Now the fourth root of 625 is going to be equal to, so we attempt to find it. We factorize 625. We begin by 5. We have 1 to 5. By 5, we have 25. By 5, we have 5. So we group all these in groups of 4s, since we are looking for the fourth root. And from each group of 1, 2, 3, 4, we pick one number. So all these are 5, so we pick 1, 5. And when we pick 1, 5, definitely now this becomes 5 as the answer. So we are required here to find the value of 81 to the power negative 3 over 4. So in a number like this one, we are supposed to first of all remove that negative index. And we say that remove that negative index, it means we are going to find the reciprocal of 81. So the reciprocal 81 to the power negative 3 over 4 is equal to 1 over 81. That's the reciprocal. But all this is to the power 3 over 4. So it goes ahead, it follows that 3 over 4 is the same as, just like I had explained at the beginning of this video, that 1 over 81 is going to be to the power a quarter, and all this is to the power 3. Because 3 times a quarter is supposed to give us 3 quarters. So now it means that here we're supposed to find the fourth root of 1 over 81. And of course, the fourth root of 1 over 81, the fourth for 1, it is going to remain as 1, divided by the fourth root of 81. Let's do some side work here. The fourth root of 81, if you look at 81 by 3, you get 27. By 3, it is 9. By 3, it is 3. And since we are looking for the fourth root, you group all these in groups of 4s. You choose 1, so definitely the fourth root of 81 here is 3. So it's going to remain a third. So the fourth root of is a third to the power 3. And definitely this is going to become, to the power 3 is a third times a third times a third, giving us 1 over 27. Now, of course, solving this kind of number, this is equivalent to, we are supposed to first find the fourth root of 16 and the fourth root of 625. So this is going to become the fourth root of 16, 2 over 5, and this is going to be to the power negative 3. So this is the same as, to remove that negative, you get the reciprocal of that number. So it's going to be 5 over 2, all this is to the power 3. And our answer is going to become 5 over 2 times 5 over 2 times 5 over 2. You end up with 125 over 8. This brings us to the end of this video. Thanks for tuning in. For more of these videos, I encourage you to subscribe to this channel. I encourage you to share this channel on other video sharing platforms for those of your friends that might require some of this knowledge. Up next, we shall be doing more of this. For Kisembo Academy, this is Arnold Rwangakorami.